All right, guys, we're back for another episode of Barbells and Banter. It's a big one for us as we recap the weekend. It's a pretty special moment for Ben and I. I think I mentioned it on the Friday before we left. Like, we kind of parted ways. Ben went to another state. I went to another state. We took teams of powerlifters and bodybuilders to their respective outings. So we recapped the weekends. Really, really successful kind of outings for the team at STCfit. So congratulations to all the lifters and competitors who did their preps and kind of showed up for the weekend. And obviously best of luck for everyone doing their photo shoots and just working towards their goals and other meets and stuff in the future. So it's a big recap for the weekend. Perfect opportunity to hit that subscribe and follow button. Obviously, Ben and I and Jess and the rest of the team are taking applications for coaching for this year or next year if you've got comps, powerlifting meets, anything on the horizon. Get in and submit an inquiry, and we'd be happy to map that out for you. Okay, that's it. Let's get to the episode.
Jay-Z Linkin Park album, maybe?
Did you see they have a new singer?
I did.
That it's a big deal.
Everyone's very upset about it.
Not that it's a big deal.
Of course,
just was a little bit taken aback that it was a woman.
Yeah.
Because when I was listening to the songs, I'm like, doesn't sound like.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like
Chester.
the song.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't sound like the song, right?
Yeah.
You think if you're going to look for a singer to fill the void, which is quite substantial, being the lead singer, you would want to kind of...
And one of, the most notable lead singers.
Yeah, you'd want to make sure they sound the same. Well, do you want to...
then
I'm like, do you want
that
to...
was their point.
Yeah,
they
fair.
didn't want to replace him. They wanted to...
Look, as a fan,
look,
it's not it.
The internet is probably more on your side.
And I have no issues with who it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Personally, I think I would prefer to not have someone come in and try and pretend to be Chester.
Do you reckon they should never play those songs again, though?
No.
Because it doesn't sound good. I listen to them.
It's just you just want it to sound like the old ones. Not that
I want it to sound like the song because the song is the song.
Yeah.
That's like us going karaoke and trying to sing. It's not that bad.
I get it.
But even her mic is digitalized and shit.
Right.
So I'm like, well, the two... So I got caught in a YouTube rabbit hole, of course.
Yeah.
And the songs that I heard was they had kind of is a bit of an auto tune. It's a bit of an auto tune vibe to it. And I'm like, you're trying to make it sound like what it's not.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I still like the song.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have to sing too much. The particular one I was listening to.
Yeah. Get the one that Mike does most of the work.
Yeah. Look, if they came to Melbourne, I'd probably still...
I'd love to go see it.
I'd probably still think about...
All the clips I've seen are live, and she's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard much of the recorded stuff.
Yeah. I think it was live what I listened to. Maybe I was so taken aback.
Just in a bad mood.
It's like, hang on.
You're not Chester.
Let's critique this as hard as I can.
Yeah. How dare you stand where he stood?
Just a fan.
Yeah. It's always hard.
Bring back the nostalgia of my adolescent days,
Yeah. Do you change the name, start again?
Then you can't piggyback off some of the greatest songs of their generation, right?
Then do you pretend to be the same? Or do you accept, no, it's going to be different? So imagine if AC/DC were just we're just going to replace Bon Scott. It's going to be exactly the same.
Mm.
You don't get Brian Johnson. Most people know AC/DC as Brian Johnson, not Bon Scott.
Mm. Do you reckon if it sounded good, though, they wouldn't care? Because, you support a team, and then, if the best player leaves, but the team's good.
I think you have too much emotional connection, especially our age at Linkin Park.
Mm.
It
happens often, though. People leave, I guess.
Yeah, but there's, there's moments that are attached to songs, there's feelings that are attached to songs, that then when you change it, you're like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
I hack squatted 6 plates to this song and you've changed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's if I hear By Myself and I hear her in it, I'm like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
That's my go-to when I'm struggling through
I've been
my
here
workout.
a lot and this means a lot to me.
Yeah.
So that's... Yeah, so I don't know. AC/DC is probably the one that comes to mind that was successful. I think NXS did it as well. Less successfully.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, NXS as well.
But they did it similar. It seems like they're more interested in touring.
They were still...
Nah.
Were they?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, it was years later.
Oh, really?
They came back. Yeah. Then obviously Queen did a tour.
Yeah.
with a different
I feel like
vocalist.
there's like, and this is for musicians out there themselves, but I feel like there's people in the bands that are replaceable, and then there's people that aren't.
Yeah. If you play an instrument.
Yeah, if like, no offense, it's a very talented drumming thing. Like, what's that thing on YouTube where they just drum to like a random song? It's fucking so cool.
Yeah, songs that they've never heard. And
they're like, what the fuck is this? And then
Yeah.
in 3 minutes, they're just like getting after it.
Yeah, I watched.
But you can replace that guy.
the Metallica drummer. It's like, this is such and such by 30 Seconds to Mars. He's like, that sounds gay. And then he's like, yeah, this is exactly what I thought it was going to sound like. Yeah. And then, fuck, man, just like his version is better than the original. Yeah.
That'd suck if you were the drummer for that band. So he's replaceable. I feel like if you play like a keyboard or something, or like you're like a DJ, like you mix shit.
Lead guitar, lead vocalist.
Yeah, pretty tough. Pretty sure that was like the end of Limp Bizkit when their lead guitarist was just like, nah. Yeah, like you can't replace that.
Yeah. There's a couple of like odd ones, like the bassist from Korn, drummer from Slipknot. When he died, it wasn't the same.
Right.
Like, just, yeah.
Do you reckon that was just because he's not one of the boys?
Most people that play an instrument play the instrument.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Whereas like they just did it different.
Yeah.
So like no one had a bass guitar like Korn.
Yeah.
So you can't, once that goes, you're like, this sounds weird.
Yeah.
They're So I think
it's fair.
Mostly it's those two things though, because they're like what sets the band apart.
Yeah.
For a
I'm not about it.
For a non-educated
I'm not about it. I like change, as everybody knows.
Yep.
So when I
never noticed that before.
When I saw that pop up on YouTube, I was like, hey, whoa, this is a bit much for me.
Yeah. The internet's mad.
And it kind of sucked me in too, because I didn't see like her and her part until it was about 2 minutes in. I'm like, hang on a second.
Right.
It's like, because I was like, how are they doing this?
Yeah.
And I was like, is this old? Like, is this a re-uploaded video? And,
the hologram.
And then I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we'll get to the point where they're just holograms?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not against it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Apparently all the creators are upset because Canva AI is good now. There's been another like uprising of creators being like, you can't do this, you're taking our jobs.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Then the flip side is like, you can't. I saw a good quote that was just like, you can't teach taste.
Mm.
So it's like there has to be something to tell AI to do.
Mm.
That makes sense. Like you have to say like, I want you to be Chester, for it to be Chester. That makes sense. So he has to exist first.
Yeah.
So the art form is still protected.
Yeah, if you're as good at Canva as me, then you can get replaced.
Yeah.
It's like machine's taking over my skill set real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. But would you go to a concert, say Linkin Park, and it's
they
like,
put like a holograph.
You know
of
it's
him.
a hologram.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I reckon I would probably just do the thing from home.
The goggles.
Yeah, they do those virtual. They did those virtual concerts.
Yeah,
I could probably do that. But
fun.
even then, that's kind of weird because we can do sit in your lounge room just with it on, like, cool, man.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden,
like you start jumping around and shit. Like, you just
grabbing your dog.
Yeah, you got to like make sure the space is clear because you'll fuck yourself up.
Have a room in your house.
Hit your coffee table.
Fuck. Thought it was a mosh pit.
Yeah, and if you got real carried away, it's like, imagine
end up in the circle pit, take your wife out,
double drop in your fucking lounge room. Steph comes home and you just cockeyed like,
yeah. Where have you been? I went to a music festival.
Just had a spare 4 hours, babe.
Yeah. What do you mean you went to a music festival?
Yeah. Even have you played VR games yet?
Nah.
So
once, but not once.
Yeah. So I have an Oculus, which you're given to me, and I've used it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just you have to set up like an area, and then there's just too many steps. I just want to turn it on and play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I feel like the reason why I would play a video game is just to sit and chill.
Relax, yeah.
Well, I don't relax because, it's pretty intense. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't want to have to do much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I already go to the gym. I can do hours of cardio a day at the moment.
You could replace your cardio, though. More fun than steps.
Yeah.
More fun than
have you seen those, the mats?
Yeah.
The multi-directional mats?
Yeah.
It's like, it's fucking coming, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's coming, though. Like
proper weighted guns and everything.
Yeah, we're going to be in the Matrix.
Mm.
sooner than we think.
Do you think that'll be you go to the place to do that, or do you think everyone will eventually have one in their home?
Oh, I feel like the rich people will have them eventually.
Yeah.
You know, in their homes, and then we would have to go. Us plebs have to go to the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's coming, man. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, in the new GTA, like, it's literally like a digital universe. You can make money and shit. It's like, I think they've tokenized the game.
Yeah, of
like
course.
NFTs and stuff like that. Like, that kind of shit.
Surprised they didn't do that sooner.
You can have, like, gangs and shit. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, we can do it in the game now. So, now
it's
just like another evolution of that. So, it's
the
literally...
tokenization thing's interesting. It's like playing Gran Turismo growing up. Just like, fuck, imagine if I could make this much money, really? Just playing this game.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, though, because there'll be a lot of people who try and don't make it.
Yeah, but if you tokenize it, like...
Yeah, it's just hours, right?
Yeah. You play...
It's smart by them.
Get good.
Because it'd be in-game purchases, right?
Yeah.
So
you can use the tokens in the game, and then they have an inherent value that you could sell. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think people sell shit on World of Warcraft.
Yeah. They sell the
shit.
Yeah, fucking oath. They sell their whatever the shit it is that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that from Big Bang Theory.
Oh, no. I have a friend of mine. I have a really close friend of mine who he got in.
Yeah.
He was deep.
Got him.
He was deep. Yeah. I think the last year of school he was non-existent.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know what a raid was until I was 16.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. What?
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds like the nerdiest shit. And then 3 or 4 years later, I'm like, I've got to do a raid, babe.
Yeah. Latest. Yeah, I didn't get into any of those games. I own I
didn't get into
exclusively played racing games.
Yeah, I played violent games, shooter games. Still do.
Yeah,
I'm back. Yeah, so I was
you're
playing
back?
games. Yeah, I'm back now.
Yeah,
but the capacity is not anything like it was.
Yeah,
probably play like 3 hours a week.
I was going alright. I was getting like 1 to 2 races in a week.
Yeah.
Nothing at the moment. Nothing.
Yeah. Outside of working out and working, I don't really do much.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's been a lot of both of those things lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a month.
Yeah. I saw your progress photo yesterday. Looking pretty good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Pretty happy.
What do we have? Like, is it next weekend?
Yeah, next Saturday.
Yeah. Cool.
8 days. Yeah.
Gonna need to do a lot in the next 8 days.
I'm in this weird, like, I'm really happy, but now because I'm happy, I'm like, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wasn't that, like, concerned. Like, I don't want to be peeled. Just cycle diet, drive calories up last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't drive them up this week because I'm like,
yeah,
that looks good.
More.
Yeah. So now I'm like, there's more there. There's more there. So we'll see. See if I keep going or not.
I'm going to keep going. I just don't see the point in not.
Yeah.
Because like once
I still feel pretty good.
Yeah,
so
like once you're in.
Yeah.
Once you're in, you may as well.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit to get in for me.
I was getting a bit frustrated with the scales. I took a photo this morning. I was like,
I just took them out.
it's fine.
I haven't bothered with the scales.
It's
going up.
It's the only thing it's the only metric I use. I don't take measurements or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because I usually get up.
I just take pictures. And I'm like,
well, yeah.
Let's look better.
Yeah.
So,
I think my posing's not good enough to rely on that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs a bit of work.
Thanks.
That front double needs a bit of work.
Thanks. That's the one I'm happy with.
Yeah. Just the hips get tilted too far back. It will make your midsection look better.
Yeah.
You just need to learn how to, like, everyone can position their hips in a certain way for their torso.
Yeah.
So most people will push their hips too far back and try with the idea of elongating their midsection, but obviously it has to curve. Yeah. So then their midsection doesn't look kind of washes out a bit.
Okay.
So it's about raising up.
I was using Matt's like, whatever is closer to the judges / the phone. It's more prominent. So I was like trying to smaller waist was my theory.
Yeah, it's more just like how you're positioning that your waist could be better.
Keen then.
Yeah.
Look even better.
Yeah, man. It's all illusions, bro.
It's all fake. Nah, but I'm really happy with where I'm at.
Yeah,
to
good.
be honest, it's obviously best condition I've ever been in. So
yeah, it's mad.
Not mad at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm coming in pretty good in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are melting away, but I'm suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's all right. Like, I'm fine with it. It's fun.
Yeah. Especially when you're like everyone else competing, you're like,
yeah, it was. Yeah, I feel like it was pretty good to be in the season and like, not be like the fat, out of shape bodybuilding coach.
Yeah,
it was kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but things come. I'm really happy. I'd like was talking to Matt yesterday, and like we both pretty much think like the physique's pretty balanced. Like there's no really glaring standout like
weaknesses.
This needs to be worked on. So I think I'm just gonna like keep pulling down, and then just do a very, very, very modest build.
Yep.
And then if I am gonna compete, it's only like 10 weeks. But it's like just 10 weeks of just.
Oh right, so prep's only 10 weeks.
Yeah,
but
so it's like
super aggressive.
Like 11 gears.
Yeah.
Just like as hard as we can do it for 10 weeks.
Yep. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
So you just have to obviously stay in condition.
Yeah, well, because I was like, if I peel down and then it's like, oh, this is really like noticeably out of balance.
Yeah.
It's like just when you hit your poses, it just screams out.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to have to do a build, and I'm going to have to push, hard to fill those gaps. And then, like the more it's come down, the more it's been like, there's not really much that, like more of everything would be nice, but there's nothing real standing out. So then I was like, well,
more of everything's easy to deal with the more of one thing though, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, if I can just keep doing it, like keep, peeling down, and then, I'll just calorie cycle in a build. But I basically just push calories on the days that are of the muscle groups that are a bit bigger. Like I'll do the cycle diet, but every day.
Yeah. Yep.
So it should be able to keep things pretty tight.
I like it.
And then, if I'm going to, because I still don't know if I'm going to do it yet, because work is not slowing down.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be a shit coach.
Yeah.
I want to be a good coach. But I can do 10 weeks. So just be like 2.5 months of, pushing it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I suppose you probably, whatever comp you're going to do, you'd likely have competitors too.
Well, I think I would pick a show where I don't. So I'd go to an interstate show.
Yeah.
So if I had people at, like
Vix or
the Vix, I would just pick a show that is just me.
Go to Queensland because we have no one there.
Yeah, Queensland. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, Queensland, South Australia. I'd probably try South Australia because it's a bit closer.
Yeah.
So it's a bit, just logistically getting. I could probably get in and out in a weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah. But I'm really happy. Things are coming along really good.
Yep.
But I can't. Yeah, the body weight's just not
moving. Yeah.
I'm 92.5 now.
Shit. Yeah, I'm sitting at 85 or high 85s.
Yeah. I may have escalated some things for a short period of time.
Gotcha. Yep.
So yeah. My nucleus like,
let's go, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So the photos are really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty good with that. So
yeah. How'd you go with the travel?
Yeah, travel. Nutrition was hard. Not when I say hard, like I made it work, but I wasn't eating frequently.
Yeah.
And the foods weren't the same.
Yeah.
I just basically bought a bunch of meat from the deli in like 200 gram lots of like chicken, beef, whatever they had there at the time.
Yep.
And then I cooked some chicken and just bought a bag of salad and just threw that together with some sauce.
Yeah.
So I was like eating it frequently enough, and then I just had some oat sachets and stuff in the morning. You know those protein ones?
Yeah.
So if you had 2 bags of them, it's like 22 grams.
Yeah.
So I thought that and some protein shakes and then the actual meat. I'm like, that's enough protein.
Survive.
Yeah, and I'll get like 45 grams carbs in the morning.
Yep.
Which I don't normally do. So that was cool. That was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just ate a microwaved meal, one of those microwave meals, from Woolies.
It's pretty easy now.
Yeah, there's no reason to not be able to eat.
Fucking buy.
If you have a microwave, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you have a microwave and you're in the mindset to make those sacrifices, because like, don't get me wrong, man. Down this, like literally out of the entrance of where we were staying to the right was a sushi place.
Yeah.
And they made like sushi bowls, like so they had like katsu and teriyaki and whatever. So I was like, that smells really fucking good. Yeah. And I can probably just go down there and get something. But I'm like, that's not part of the diet.
Yeah.
I could have walked down the street, same thing.
Yeah.
They're really big on like the bowls and stuff there. Like poke and like the sushi and
warm
stuff.
climate things.
Yeah, it's really like everywhere, man. I was like, fuck, there's so many
about it.
places to eat. I really like Brisbane, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I only spent a day there. I only spent a day there like many years ago.
Yeah.
And I rated it.
Every time I've been there, I'm like, I can move here.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, but I've never been in summer.
Yeah.
So it's like,
was like 23, 24. It was
Yeah.
a little bit humid.
Yeah.
It was a bit humid the first day, and like I was struggling a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like the fucking CBD's like that.
Yeah.
So walking to the shops was all right, and then fucking walking home, I was sweating bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sydney was hot as fuck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The first night, no sleep. So hot.
Not a good aircon situation.
No.
Yeah.
No. Wasn't my house. It's not that cold. It's not that hot. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm gonna just go die.
As soon as I walked into my room,
Yeah.
it was like aircon. Like there were 2 bedrooms, and I put the aircon on in both.
Both, yeah.
and the living room.
Yeah.
And then
It's a perk side. It's like pay for accommodation,
100%.
control your own climate. Free accommodation. You don't get to control your own climate.
And I went into Jackson's room, and you could just tell like they just live in a hotter climate because they're like the aircon wasn't on. They're like, oh, we'll just put the fan on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is pretty fucking hot.
Yeah. It's not it.
I'm sweating sitting here.
Yeah. I actually got my Ooler out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Last night.
Yeah.
My mattress cooler.
Yeah. I should get one of them. I just keep forgetting.
Yeah. I want to get a new one, but they're expensive as.
Mm.
Mine's.
Yeah, it's what, $2 grand?
Yeah.
2.5?
So I paid $2 for mine, and it was like $800 in shipping. So then when they're coming out in Australia, I was like, mad. They'll finally be like $1,000, $500 is reasonable.
Yeah, of course.
But they're $2 grand here.
Of course so. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Docs.
Yeah, it'd be like buying a PlayStation. It's the same price everywhere.
Yeah, but I reckon the new ones are probably better.
Yeah.
Mine's a bit.
Yeah, it's
annoying.
the dog hair that it worries me.
Yeah.
Matt's got a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's fucked. Like last night I couldn't lay flat, like squeals. It's on like a 45-degree angle, leant up against the bed. Like, yeah, I'm MacGyvering this at fucking 11 p.m.
The bootleg Ooler.
Yeah, because the worst thing is when they stop working, you have water under you. So you heat the water up. Yeah. So if it's not on,
it's disgusting.
It's actually 10 times worse than having nothing on the bed. Yeah, so it's like, I either have to get up and strip my bed or find a way to make this work.
Yeah.
So
making that work.
I MacGyvered it.
Proud of you.
And I was pretty fucking happy when I woke up for the first time this week, not fucking drenched.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the aircon last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's humid as.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So how was the weekend?
Weekend was really good. Flew up Friday, straight to weigh-in. So funny. I was like, all the girls are fine. I'm not even gonna. There's no need even to message to see how everyone is. M came in 150 grams. Under.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, under.
Yeah. It's like, ooh. She weighed in over in the morning.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Drove there, and their scales are. I'm pretty sure their scales are under.
Yeah.
Just to give,
of course,
like it's easier.
A little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah. And then so flew up with Mads. She weighed in at the weight class is 60s. She weighed in at 60.9. Had breakfast, ate, drank, everything, and I was like, she had said leading up, like, can I just drop? I'm like, nah, because I don't want you. You're supposed to be eating. You're supposed to be going back to at least 65 was the plan, but just the weight wouldn't come back on. When we were that close, I was like, oh, probably should have just starved you this morning. Like,
yeah.
Oh, well. Fuck. Yeah, the girls are like, do you want to go for a walk? I'm like, no, we're not like driving dehydration and shit now.
It's too late.
Like, doesn't matter.
Of course.
It's not going to make a difference in placings or anything, but I was like, could have just fucked with that a week out.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
So is that night before weigh-in or day? Like
24 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the day before. Yeah. Yeah, which we even asked to weigh in on the day because we knew she was so light.
Yeah,
and they were like, just with the 2 days event, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Bit weird, like, just like, that was the only thing of the weekend I was like, that's weird. It's like, if you have to work or...
Yeah, you can't make it that particular time.
Got to go in on a Friday. It's rough.
Yeah, absolutely.
But other than that, yeah, so Saturday, so it was a fun day. So I had one of Jackson's lifters and one of my lifters in Group B, and then the rest of the girls in C, so 3 in that. So I was literally out the back all day because it was like warm up, Jo would lift while the other girls warmed up, then they would lift, then Jay would warm up, and it was just,
just going all
solid.
the time.
So I was just like eating while they were warming up. So I think I went outside twice.
Yeah.
But it was a really, really good day. I put in my post like halfway through the squats. I was standing with a couple of the girls. Could see Matt. One of the other girls was like watching the squats, and then Jess was back with someone else like warming up. And I looked around, and every single person was just like nodding along. I think 50 Cent was playing. Everyone was just like nodding along to it, but only our group.
Right.
Everyone else was just like fucking super stern or serious or anxious or stressed or whatever. And I looked around, I was like, that's a fucking vibe.
Fucking oath.
Like the two coaches have gone in there chill. So now all the lifters are chill. And everyone's having a really good time.
Yeah, it's what you want.
Yeah, it was mad. It was really, really good. And the meet, the guys there are always perfect. Like,
is that the way they run one?
Yeah, always really, really good. There's a couple of calls that like I hate being that guy, but I was like, that was rough. But that's sport.
It's still subjective.
Still part of sport.
Still looking through everyone's interpretation of what the lift is, right?
Correct. Yeah, and like at the end of the day, as long as it's consistent all day.
Yeah.
I think M actually got punished. So Maddie definitely hitched her last deadlift, and then M was straight after her. So I think they were looking, and it was like, we watched the video back, and it's fucking maybe from one angle, kind of. It's like, I would have given it, but that's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine. Everyone had a really good day.
Yeah.
Results. So M went 315, 7.5 kilo PB.
Nice.
Mads went 5 kilo PB, 7 kilos lighter body weight. Jaya went, she totaled 320. So that was cool. So when we did their numbers, they obviously had their whole day planned out, and they were going to land on, I think the original plan was they were going to land on 320, both of them.
Right.
If they went 9 for 9. So it's like, who performs on the day wins.
Yeah.
And they're the same weight class, everything. So it was really cool. But M missed a bench. So then if M hit her last deadlift, she would have come third and beat Maddie.
Right.
And vice versa. It was sick.
Yeah.
It was really cool. JR 353. It's wild.
Wow.
Equal comp PB, but 7 kilos lighter.
Huge.
And then Paige 305 plus 15 kilo PB.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and even then, I made one change to her squat after her third. After her second. Her third squat looked like an opener, bro.
Oh, really?
I was just like,
so much there.
We just needed that 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just confidence-wise.
Of course.
All I did was lift her head up. She's like, I keep seeing the crowd and I'm whatever. She's like, she goes, it's so much easier without the mirrors, but I keep catching people's faces. And then I look down, and when I look down, I lose the bar.
You're out of position.
I'm like, okay, so just stare at that spot on the roller door next squat. And fuck, man, just, I was like, okay.
So mental.
You don't squat in the mirror ever again.
Yeah, it's such a mental game, eh?
Because she would have been doing it in prep, like looking down.
Yeah, there's someone at our gym who squats. She's a power lifter, and she squats away from the mirror, and I reckon it's because of that.
Yeah.
I've never understood it. I'm like, that's
dangerous.
Like she's inside because it's it's like a cage.
Yeah.
But she's just doesn't. It's like standing the opposite way in an elevator. Yeah. Like you're just like,
why are you doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. But it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so it's crazy. All of them 2 years ago would have qualified for nationals, or 18 months ago.
Yeah,
I
feel like the standard of everything is just
it's fucking wild, dude.
Getting really high.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Yeah. So performance was really good. Even just like lifting quality was great. Yeah. There was nothing that I was like, ooh, it was all really, really good.
Yeah. Was there any like big units there that moved a heap of weight? Or?
Not on our day.
Yeah.
One girl attempted 200.
Oh, wow.
Which is fucking...
Yeah. Well, they're little people.
Always impressive. Yeah.
Lightweight.
She was under 75s maybe.
Yeah. It's
got her to her knee. And just didn't quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she got like 190, 195 something.
Yeah, it's
still
really good.
Fucking wild.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like because it has the 200. It's like that 5 kilos.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's fucking impressive.
Yeah.
But we only had, so the way they did 2-day event, so they had the under 90s, under 82 men's, and then all the girls, and then all the big boys were the next day. But I was having a really good time. I was enjoying the meet a lot. And I actually said to Jess, Mark, I kind of got the itch a little bit. And then I had a look at the under 90s total, and I was like,
yeah. What was it, like 650?
610.
Oh,
My best 620. I
yeah.
was like, how bad does my shoulder hurt?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still a hard no. Yeah, so having Jess and Matt there was a huge help. Because like I said, Jay was lifting while the other girls were warming up. So like they would have just not had me at all in the warm-up room.
Yep.
Which they would have been fine.
Yeah.
They're all experienced enough. That was another thing, like having a comp with no newbies
It's good, isn't it?
was fun. Like,
it's a different vibe.
yeah. I wouldn't say it's more fun. It was just a different experience because I've never done it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you're more relaxed though, because you're like
They know what they're
there's
doing.
a little bit of autonomy on their side.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're not there and they're like, oh, should I have a meal, or
Yeah.
you know, should I do this warm up or stuff, they'll just make a decision that's pretty close to what you would say.
Yeah. And even girls that have competed before last season that I had were new clients to me. So like I was working with Em for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you work. I don't know your body language. I don't know anything about
still
you.
building.
So I was still kind of like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And after the comp, she's like, don't do that again. Just tell me. I'm like, okay. So this time I was like, I know what you need. I know what you need. I know what you need. So I was able to coach much better.
Yeah.
Because I've not only they've all been to comp, but I've coached them at comps, seen how they respond to different things, know when to go, when not to, all that kind of stuff. So it was much better. And I think everyone probably benefited from that as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Who needs to be like at the fucking thing when it's like 5 people before them, and who needs to just like be out the back having a laugh and be like, hey, there's 2 left, let's go. Yeah. So it was fun. Really, really good day. I'm super happy with the progress everyone made. Again, just like that 6-week out thing, you're like, fuck.
Is this going to
Yeah.
go the way you want it?
Yeah, and like you always have had a consult during the week, and I was like, I don't have a lot of powerlifters come to me. I build a lot of them.
Yeah.
So yes, I have a 99% PB rate on the platform, but a lot of them, like, if you didn't PB, you fucked it up because like they're new, right?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that. It's still a flex, but yeah. So it's like with these guys, have been a few of them been lifting
training
5
for a while.
years and
So the
competed
progressions
3-4 times, and you're still putting 7.5 kilos on a total, getting feedback that the body feels better, all of that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they've got 2 more for the year. So Laura is my birthday weekend, which is 3 weeks. Pretty sure.
Yep.
3 weeks from this weekend.
November the 9th?
10th. Very good. We're going to Chris Williams on the 9th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe that's why it's in your head.
Maybe.
Going to see our boyfriend. My boyfriend.
What a weekend for you.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Powerlifting.
Yeah.
Boyfriend. Get to hang with me.
I'm sad I can't go. I was going to go, and then I looked at the flights to Townsville.
Oh,
back.
bro.
Fuck
It's
me,
pretty
bro.
high up, eh? You don't realize, like,
Yeah.
you know, the...
It's so funny. My initial response to Laura was like, I'm not going to come to Sydney. It's like the overheads are a bit much.
Yeah.
And then with like my daughter and stuff, I'm like, that's fine. Like, I get it.
Of course.
In the back of my mind, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, come.
Yeah.
Because she came to Sydney last year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck it. Maybe I'll go. Take the fam up, stay for a week.
Yeah.
It's my
Make it worth
birthday.
it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I had a look, it was like $650 each just in flights. I was like,
bro.
I'm going to watch the live stream.
Yeah. That's
So-
tough, man.
Yeah. And she's super autonomous as well, so she'd be fine. But yeah.
What's your take on, like, do you try and send the message that you're going to try and be there, or do you just go, like...
I always try to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you just say, like, prepare to, like, for me not to be there, and I'll do my best to be there? Like,
Usually when they pick the comp, I'm like, I can or I can't.
yeah.
So I've had ones before where people have been like, I don't want to do that where everyone else is going to be.
Yeah.
I need to do this one. I'm like, I got it, but like I can't be at that.
Of course.
Like that's
Yeah, I find that's the toughest part at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah, because like sometimes like this season it was going to be, I had someone competing on Saturday and then someone Sunday in a different federation in a different place.
yeah.
And I'm like, how do I be 2 places at once?
Yeah. It's just whatever's booked first.
Yeah, I think like I was talking to the guys about it on the weekend. I think like if it's your first time, like you get priority.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like, you know, if you're competing for the first time, I'll do my best. Like, you know, again, even then I'm like, I consulted with someone during the week. I'm like, I want to be there. So I'm 99% likely to, but there's just that 1% where
it's potential. Something
may not happen, but I'm like, I'll either find someone to handle you or, you know, whoever's you're going to bring, I'll give them absolutely everything to micromanage you on the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just those, I think, I'll go with like, if you are actually a novice, then you probably get that priority. Because the rest of the guys, like, even now, like the ones that have competed this season or this year, I could just be like, this is what you need. Just send me photos and videos and stuff in the morning. You know, as long as they do the work. The communication, the communication's there. Like you can make changes very, very easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I try and get obviously all my team to compete together as much as possible. A, because it's way more fun for everyone. Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And B, because I learnt to powerlifting coach with the lift-offs. I never had less than 6 lifters. Usually had 10. So it's like I'm used to all the systems are designed that they kind of can take care of themselves, and I'm used to managing that many people. So I still have people come up at comps like, fuck, how many lifters you got today? I'm like, 5. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah. Like one, I sit around all day when there's one. It's boring.
Bro, that feels.
Yeah. So I prefer to have everyone kind of funneled into one meet. All the girls are already talking about probably doing the same meet next year.
Nice.
But I've got a few more competitors coming in, so there might be other meets that I do. But yeah, that's the goal. And then if you're not in with everyone, like this is the meet that I'm definitely going to be at, then it'll be like, okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's a Melbourne.
Yeah. It's a bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, the travel and lining the dates up can be a tough thing to commit to 100%, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was good to have help. Just Matt was super useful. Casey came, she got injured. Like 15 days out. Still came. Bro, her squat alone was giving me a 15 kilo PB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does like road work.
Yeah.
Just on her feet all day, 20,000 steps. Just like went away for the weekend, straight to work, poor sleep, squatted.
Yep.
Done.
Damn.
Fuck. Yeah, so disappointing. She worked so hard. But she sounds keen to come back.
Hopefully it's not a big out.
Yeah.
She's not out for too long.
Yeah, they said 10 to 12 weeks for recovery, but she's back in the gym this week.
Right. So you just load managing and movement
just
managing.
Machines basically.
Yeah.
But we were like, what we had planned to do post comp hasn't really changed.
Yeah.
Like she wants to card and do all that, so
you can still do that.
Yeah.
Don't have to get up to a heavy barbell to do that.
Yeah. But good reminder, like just fucking love powerlifting, coaching it. Just love it.
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago you were like, don't know if this is going to happen much anymore.
Yeah.
Or you were at a point where you said that somewhere along the line.
Yeah. So it was cool to be back in it and be like, this is fucking it.
Yeah.
I think the clients help, the vibe helps. The travel part's sick too. Like I think I underestimate that, and I made sure to be like, this is traveled interstate, I have a team interstate. I'm at a gym that people know who I am because I've been here a lot. That's not even my home, and people are surprised that I'm from Melbourne. It's like, okay, this is cool. We went out for dinner, which was cool. Like, just had the overall weekend was good.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Brisbane,
wow, all weekend.
Yeah, this is the part everyone's tuned in for.
Brisbane was special, bro. Like we landed Friday morning Friday Arvo, and then I was just like trying my best to get the guys together. I'm like, I just need to see them visually, like in person. Like they all send their photos and shit. I'm like, I need to get like eyes on these guys.
Yeah.
So I managed to get eyes on 2 of them. So I trained with Jackson. Like he just did a pump session, and I actually got after it because I was like, this is probably the only opportunity we train all weekend.
Yeah.
And then Jem met us at the gym. She went to every Kmart within like a 20-meter radius of the CBD just to buy like 4 kilo dumbbells so we could pump up backstage.
That's
So
awesome.
she's fucking tanned.
Yeah.
And she's like, got this bag, and it's like heavy as fuck. She's like, I'm fucking sweating. I've got the dumbbells though. I was like, fuck, that's just like commitment on a whole new level. Like I was gonna go get them, but she's like, I'll just go get them.
Yeah.
So she must have been like just a little bit bored and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the World Gym we went to had a posing room, which was perfect, and it was big enough for all of us to go in it. And then like once they started running through, I was like, all right, my anxiety started to drop because I was a bit worried about like the flying.
Yeah.
Because Sydney, like Melbourne, they were ready, but they weren't as crisp as I knew they would be at Nationals. And like, so, and then Sydney, they both, like one drove and then Jackson lives there. Yeah. So I was like, well, there's no issues with the flying.
Yeah.
So I was just a little concerned about the flying. I mean, they both came in early just to have another day.
Yeah.
And then, I tried a different approach with Jackson this time, which was still a little bit nerve-wracking. Like, I was confident because, like, it was a different approach, but we did half of the approach the week before. It's just I added on a really big carb up, like the preceding 2 days. So I was a bit like, oh, I've pulled him down real hard this week. Like, he could be, like, stringy and flat and, just a bit, kind of look a bit dead. And then like once he started rolling through his poses, and we played around, so I was, fuck man, my mind was going places. So I was like, how can I pump this dude up? I don't have carbs. It's like, do I load him with some fat? Do I use some hydration and carb up kind of formulas that I know will work? And then I was just like, yes. So I had this idea to use a bit of glycerol and use. I just made this fucking concoction because I was just like, if I have this takes water into the cell. If I have this takes this into that. If I have this, it vasodilates the blood vessels. So I said to Jackson, I'm like, we're going to make this drink and I need you to go buy this supplement. Yeah. And then we're just going to make it and we're going to fuck around and find out. Yeah. And he's like, cool. Because I was like, if it doesn't work on the Friday, we just won't use it. Yeah. And it wasn't because it wasn't like a huge carb up. He couldn't spill. Yeah. It was just water, and even then, I was like, can't fuck it up. Yeah. So, we're at his house, like, at his place. We've got this fucking, like, A4 sheet of paper that has, like, all of the direction, like, just the rules of, like, staying there. Yeah. Made into, like, a funnel. We're fucking pouring this shit in. He's got scales, and we're fucking measuring shit. It was pretty fun, man. I was having a good time. So then, we had that, went to the gym, and I was just like, how's the pump, whatever. And then when we went into the posing, like he was just so full, but like real crisp. Yeah. So the feedback was good. So that made me really confident. And then when Gemma came, I wasn't nervous, but we did the same protocol back to back, and like I knew, like I was confident it was going to work, but it's just like if you do, I just didn't know how you could do it 2 weeks in a row and still land the same way. But she looked fantastic, so I was like, all right. I've done everything I can for these two. Yep. That's it. Yep. It's game day.
So one come in later?
One come in later. I thought he would have been there earlier. I must have just gotten mistaken with who landed where. Yep. So he's like, oh yeah. So then that day on the Friday, so Jackson's been there since Thursday, yeah? Mm-hmm. And JT messages me and he's like, I've just flown in and I've just gone to Rego. And I'm like, Rego? I said, what's that for? And I go, do you mean for the show? And he goes, yeah. And I said to Jackson, I'm sitting right next to him. I've been with him all fucking day. And I go, did you go to Rego? And he goes, no, what do you mean? And I was like, Vaughn's at the Rego, bro. So he reads the message and it says, all athletes have to register between this time and this time, right? So his face, and so I'm like, all right, I'm going to just calm this dude. And I said, sweet, I'll message one of the guys that run the Fed. And I was like, it's fine, man. You're not the first person to... Yeah. So, no. So what we did, I messaged him and then he's like, we'll just go there. So we walked to the convention center. So it's like fucking 8 o'clock at night, walk in the convention center. We go there. They're like, they go home, man. So then we go to Coles and we come back on the street. We see him. And like in the meantime, he's messaged me back. He's like, just tell me his last name and we'll pick it up in the morning. I was like, bro, you've been here since Thursday.
Fucking hell.
It's the most Jackson thing to do, right? So that was the first like spot fire we had to pull out. Yeah. And then JT lands and he's like, can we catch up? I was like, bro, like I've got to be up at fucking early. I'm like, come to my place and we'll do a check-in. So he was at my place, bro, at like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so took him for some rounds in the balcony. Again, like real happy with what was going on. So then, yeah, we were ready to go. So then on Saturday, Saturday was good. Like the venue's great. The stage was really small though.
Okay.
I feel like Sydney was the best combination of like seating and lighting, stage and stuff. Melbourne was good too. So I was a little bit nervous about that because it was just like a different kind of, it was like a shorter eye walk for the girls. The stage was small. So I was like, what's it going to look like when there's lots of competitors on the stage?
Yep.
Just all of that stuff. Like it was kind of, I was a little bit concerned about it, but it didn't have an issue. Like they ran a pretty good show and a pretty tight ship. So yeah, she came out really good for bikini. So we won the first category, which for some reason I was like, didn't think they'd give it to her.
Yep.
Because I just had this idea that
she's going to win swimsuit. She can't win anything else.
she was, because she'd done so well in the state shows, I had this feeling that they were going to just not look at her.
Yeah.
So I was real surprised. I reckon I yelled out the loudest, like, yes, like in the whole thing. Like, it was so loud. So yeah, she won that, which was cool. And then the under 25, she came second, which was fine because the person who came first had already kind of pipped her at a state show, which makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, and then there was like I can't remember what category it was. No, she won she came first and then she came fourth. But like, bro, this lineup was insane, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how many people were in it.
Yeah.
There were like 15 girls.
Shit.
Yeah. It was actually really cool. The top 5 was like, you know, fucking good quality.
Yep.
So then she went into the overall. I was like, you know, someone from a category's already taken it. Like you've already placed outside of the first. Like you're not getting that. Which was totally fine. Like we didn't give a fuck. Like we were just like, this is just stage time, and I just needed to see like, all right, we've got the best ones in the country. What do we need to do to fill the gaps?
Yep.
Bigger shoulders, bigger back, more projection in your glutes.
Yep.
Everything else is the same. We were the most conditioned people up there.
Yep.
So I was like, for me, I'm absolutely happy.
Yep.
Can't complain. But then there was just like a really big gap in the middle of the day, man. We were sitting around for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were running late. And then there was a big gap because they had like 2 divisions before her. So it was just hard to like keep her like dialed in, keep her, you know, kind of focused and stuff. So I just let her do whatever the fuck she wanted for a little bit. And then I was like, all right, we need to go. Like I found this like the top level of the convention center. The place is fucking huge, by the way.
Yeah.
It's got like 1 million different rooms and levels. So I found this top level, and from the bottom you couldn't get up there, but from the elevator you could.
Yep.
So then we just had this like outside area.
Mad.
And it was like perfectly lit. And I found like this backdrop, and the photos were mad. So then I turned into a fucking photographer for like an hour, taking photos of her and her friend. And, you know, like just like, I'm like, all right, so we need to start doing some runs and, you know, whatever. So that was cool. And then, when she went out for swimsuit, I was like, we were ready. Cause like I'd kind of landed the whole day. So the food, the hydration and everything was going to be peaked in the afternoon. So again, like I kind of ran this hydration kind of pump up matrix thing and nailed it for that time. And then we pumped up so much. Like at the end of New South Wales, like the last category, I was just like, just fucking send it on the pump up. Like go to you almost can't pose anymore. Yep. Because the girls pose a little bit different than the boys. Like the boys, they have to hang their arms over their heads for periods of time. So, and they got to hold their arms up like that. So if you go too hard in the pump up, like it can affect how they sit in that position. Where the girls, they got their hands on their hips. Yep. So I was like, fucking get after it with your back and your delts. Like just go for it. So so once she had the suit on and then we're pumping up, I was like, you know, I was sussing the competition all day. But I was just like, someone's going to come and fucking, I haven't seen them. And just
be a monster.
Yeah. And just, push her as hard as possible. So I wanted to have that mindset because I didn't want to get complacent. So then, but she walked out like beginners, just first place, under 25's first place. And then the opens, she won first place as well. So then I'm like, surely, like even then, so I started getting a bit nervous because the whole day I was like, I know she's got the potential to win the pro card, but I just can't. I have to prepare myself for, because, you know, life, business, being a fucking grown up, like how many times have good things happened to us and then quickly, you know, on a knife's edge. So I was like, just prepare yourself for the pendulum. Yeah. You know, we've got
Because she's going to need you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And even like between each category, I don't know if for her, if like it was just the emotion of like the whole season, but she was getting, really emotional about the winning and the result. And we would have to go straight back out there. So I was just like, how do I get her, how do I bring her down and that? So I just pulled her aside and I'm just like, take a couple deep breaths, feel into your belly. I'm like, just breathe out, close your eyes, and I'm like, we've still got a job to do.
Yep.
And I had to do that basically after every single one. So I'm running around, I'm making sure she's kind of head in the game. And then, but even then, I was starting to like, my hands were starting to shake a little bit and I was like, starting to breathe fucking heavily. And I'm like, fuck, if she's won the 3 categories out of the 5, like, how the fuck can they, how can this, but I'm like, I said to Steph, I'm like, I was texting her, I'm like, I've only, this is one more to go.
Yeah.
And then, when they brought them out, Jackson was like, you got this, bro. Yeah. And I was like, let's just fucking wait. Yeah. So then, they fucking called her name. I was like, trying not to get emotional about it because I was like, I'm going to have to go up there. There's going to be photos. I want to cry. Yeah. I don't want to get emotional. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's for her. Just have to sit there and just support her. But man, there's such a nice feeling. Hey, like a cultivation of 2.5, 3 years of just working together. Yeah. To see that happen, it was really cool. It was really cool. And then for me, I'm like, it's a big achievement as a coach. Like I want to be in that room at that level. I want to be coaching at the pro ranks with high caliber, with athletes at that caliber. And I've got some with the potential to do it now. Yeah. It's just, I'm like, I fucking finally got there,
Yeah. It's hilarious. So when they announced, Jess cried. So this is hilarious, right? So we're in this house that's like getting emptied. So Maddie's moved. There's no fucking furniture. Her brother's kept a couch that's like 2 of these put together. There's me, Matt, and her brother who's also like 100 kegs. And the 2 girls like crowded around this fucking laptop in this lounge room trying to watch what's going on. As soon as they said Gemma's name, Jess is a fucking mess. Yeah. And I was like, I'm okay. Like, this is awesome. And then you came out and the smile on your face. I was like, fuck, now I'm going to cry. Yeah. It's wild. It was really, really cool to like all of us be just crammed around this lap. Like I couldn't tell you how good she looked because it was on this tiny laptop screen and we had to run it at fucking 720 because the internet was shared. Yeah. You know what I mean? But just, to be able to watch it and be with the team that wasn't you guys were watching as well was fucking mad.
I had no idea because I was going to wait and not say it because I was updating on the day and then I was like, I don't want to, I was going to leave it and then just put like, so we came, we saw, we conquered type deal. Yeah, yeah. And then like when I heard you guys were watching and Jess sent me a message straight away, I was like, fuck, I couldn't even like I couldn't hold my phone. It was shaking so much. And then we had to go up on stage and I was like, fuck, just like don't shit the bed. Like make sure you make sure you talk like a normal fucking human. So I was thankfully that I didn't have to talk too much. Yeah. Michael just asked me some questions about her peak or something, and I was like, I can do that because if I had to talk about her feelings, I would have got I would have got a bit emotional. So then we're fucking whatever, and I was like in my head I was like I knew she had to do the pro show straight away. Yeah. So I was like, hey, like we still have a job to do. Yeah. Just had to keep saying that to her. I'm like, I need you to just everything, pictures, whatever. And I'm like, cool, one more time. Yeah. One more time. And I'm like, in this one, I said to her, I'm like, this one doesn't like matter.
Yeah, it's just fun.
I'm like, you go out there and you fucking have a great time. And I'm like, because this is the last chance we get to do this for however long, because we don't know when we're going to get back up there next. So I was like, fucking high five, fucking get the fuck out there and just, put on a good show. So then what they were doing through the day, which I thought was pretty cool, was they were inviting like the high caliber athletes in the divisions to compete in the pro show to bring the groups up, because the Fed's new. So like there's not as many pro athletes. So I thought that was cool. It was like, hey, you're kind of there, so you can jump up there. Yep. And then if you place top 3, you would get your pro card.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I still felt was kind of fair. Yeah. I mean, some of them, the groups were small, so, but I was like, you got
to build a pro team somehow, right?
Absolutely. And you're not going to do it quickly with 2 shows a year. Yeah. So, and the girl that came second, Like you can tell in the overall, like just where they put them.
Yeah.
So the one that competed in the pro show with Jem and the other lady, like she had a
So there was
good
one
physique.
other pro.
Yeah,
She beat?
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm up and like, you know, she was a bit, because like even backstage, I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? You know, 'cause she was like back there and she was like tall and she, like, because there's a look for the swimsuit. I know it now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the fuck did you
you?
come from? I'm like, yeah. I was like, you know, she was in pretty good condition and whatever. And I was like, you know, to even me, I'm like the pendulum. I'm like, fuck, like, this one's coming to take it all, you know, which is bodybuilding, I guess. And then, like when they're up there, I'm like, fucking, they made them work, bro. Like she was up there for the pro show for ages. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like on the chair and I'm moving around and shit. Jackson's like, she's got this, bro. He's like, you can't see it. He's like, I can see it. He's like, she's got this. And then, they fucking called her name again.
That's wild.
And the coolest part of the day, I think the coolest part of the day for me, when we saw the pro show, the first one, like they get a belt.
Yeah.
And Jem was like, they get a belt. That's so fucking cool. And then I just looked at her and I said, you're going to get a belt.
Yeah.
I said, you'll get a belt. And then she goes, oh, yeah, one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then
that day,
it happened. Sick. And then that's when we went on stage. I was like, I fucking told you were going to get that belt.
Yeah.
You know, so that was fucking cool, man.
Yeah. That's mad. So I didn't realize that they would go back out. So I left. Yeah. Went and had a shower. Came downstairs, pick up my phone, opened my phone to pro show winner. That's why the message I sent you was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was in the shower for 10 minutes.
Unbelievable.
You've won a pro show. What the fuck?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, that's how the pro-ams work.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. That was awesome, man. So then, and for me, I was like, fuck, this is only half of the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. And once we left, I went and watched the Olympia.
Yeah.
It's like the guy that, you know, just like when Homer went fishing after he had all he could eat. It's like more bodybuilding. So, Jackson and I were watching the bodybuilding when we got back. And then, I had JT and Jackson in the morning for bodybuilding and then Jackson in the afternoon for classic. So the boys are both, like, JT's a bodybuilder. You can see it.
Yeah.
Jackson is now a bodybuilder. Like the classic physique thing's we just moved away from it over the season. It's funny, like I think I just let him decide the classic was the category.
Yeah.
But the more he presented himself as a bodybuilder, the more we started to realize like, no, he's got the assets to be a good bodybuilder.
Yep.
And it all just come down to chance. They just forgot to take him out of bodybuilding in New South Wales, and then we just said do it, and then he, like with that leanness and that fullness, like it just with his lat spread and shit,
it worked.
He just came into his own. So in the morning, like I've got these photos of them two running through upstairs in this like area, and like fuck man, I was just like that was my favorite for the boys. That was my favorite part of the whole season.
Yeah.
It was just I had them together. We were just on our own. They looked amazing, and I was just putting them through rounds, and I'm like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And then the boys did great. So they both were out together because they did beginners. So if you're a novice and then you compete again, you're a beginner.
Yeah.
So they both competed together at the same time. They both put on a great show. JT kind of just missed a couple of poses, and he kind of slipped a little bit. And then you just get instantly punished from that. Like it's really hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
But he just missed his footing. You know, there's not much you can do about it. But like the package and stuff was there.
Yep.
We just had to work on
really good.
Yeah, we just had to work on the presentation a little bit. So that's fine. You know, it is what it is. Jackson came second.
That's the shit at national level. Hey, like.
Yeah. You got high caliber dudes.
Yeah.
Just all standing together. It's like they're the things that it's just fine margins, but it's fine. Like. And then Jackson came second, which was unbelievable. But he deserved, like, he posed really well. He worked really hard to land that package. Like it was pretty special.
Yeah.
So then JT had to go out again, pretty much like straight away. So I was backstage and I'm just like that. He was like disappointed as, and I'm just like, look, we can't control what just happened.
Yep.
And I'm like, let's work on the footing for your rear double.
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't care where, because like we were trying to work on the spacing of the leg at the back, because there's just a look where if you space your legs too far, like there's just too much of a gap between the leg and the look isn't the same from the bottom half to the top.
Yep.
I just said to him, I'm like, I don't give a fuck how you hit it.
Yep.
I just need you to be stable.
Yep.
You know, so just work on getting that stability and getting up there. And I'm like, just try and get into the mindset of like, let's just look ahead and not worry about what's happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is your last opportunity for us to put a show on for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and we don't know when the off season and how long it's going to be. So I'm like, I just want you to have a great time. And I said, you look fantastic. You know, you put all the hard work in. I'm like, go off and show it. Your family's here. We want to get some good photos, you know. And then he was like, right. So then he went out and he got a third placing.
Fuck, that's sick.
And I was so happy for him, man. Like, because it was a reward for what I knew the work that got put in.
Yeah.
And I know like it's not about placings and medals and all that kind of stuff. It isn't, but it's just a really nice cherry on top for them to get. So yeah, super, super happy with that. Jackson went out again. I can't remember what the categories are now. Like there's just so many. And then he got a third place, I think. So we get seconds and thirds in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And we only allowed to compete twice because we put classic as the
primary.
Yeah. And then I reckon if he went in the open, he probably would have come second or third.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Jackson said to me in the morning then, he's like, I don't care what happens now. He's like, this day has already exceeded my expectations. Mm-hmm. And it was tough because there was like a 3-hour gap till classic.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was tired. I kind of like, he asked me, he's like, can I have some caffeine? And I was like, I fucked up. I should have let him have it. But I saw the man have an ungodly amount of caffeine before that because I was with him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, no, this is nothing. And I'm like, fuck, okay. And then, so he kind of faded a little bit. They told us to go backstage and we thought we needed to be there and we were waiting around for like 45 minutes, dude. So I was like, that kind of irked us both. And he was just tired and just flat. He was just like, so we went out, had like classic at a natural level, I feel like has the most lines blurred. Because there can be like a guy who's big who wins one time and then the next time it's a guy who's shredded win the next. Yep. So I'm like, what are you trying to look for? Yep. Like, what's the look? Yep. So yeah, like I think we placed like 4th and 5th in a couple of lineups with that. And then by the end of it, he was just having a good time because like he was hitting these poses that we were like, don't hit those. Yeah. And then he was just doing it. So he's like, I'm just having fun. I'm just having a good time. And I was like, that's cool. And then the last showing, he was like, I could just go home. And I was like, well, we set goals and we finish them. Yeah. So I said, we'll go out again, you know, because I said, that's just what we do. Yeah. And he's like, oh, absolutely. So yeah, came out, put on a good show. Yeah. But he was just like, from this point onwards, it's just bodybuilding. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Which is going to be good because it's easy to land the physique for the time. Yeah. Rather than like trying to, it's like, all right, you've got to peak for here and then there's 3 hours later, you got to peak for this. Like, it's just really tough. And then, just asset wise, like he's just got.
Even just like, I imagine the rehearsals now, the mental rehearsals, the posing, the mentality, everything now is just like, be that. Be the bodybuilder. Yeah. Not be both or classic or whatever. Yeah. Like, it put another 12 months under your belt of just thinking about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah, that shift over the 4 weeks was insane. Like him and I were like, oh, I'll learn the back pose. I haven't done them too much for bodybuilding, but just show me the lat spread. Yeah. And then now it's like, it is just bodybuilding.
Yeah. So now it's like every time when he has a back pump, it's that pose that then becomes more natural. Yeah.
Which like credit to him for like throwing himself into the categories though, because like what if he didn't do that? If he didn't throw himself at bodybuilding, because there were times when he was like, oh, I don't have the muscle mass. Yeah, I'm not that big. I'm just doing it for stage time. Yeah, it's like if you don't throw yourself in there, we never know. And then all of a sudden, like you kind of like pushing a square peg in a round hole for classic.
Years. Yeah, could be years.
Absolutely. Yeah. So and then I kind of thought like maybe because he did so well in the bodybuilding, they kind of just But he was the best poser, hands down.
That's good.
Like a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the day was special, man. Like, I got so many photos and I got just like so many cool moments with them individually. Yeah. And I got this one shot of us together as a team in the morning of the men's show. Yeah. And that was like my favorite part of the weekend. Yeah. Yeah. That's sick. And then we the guys like Jem and JT had to kind of take off, and then Jackson and Kayla took me out for dinner. So we had it was like we went to a bar, we had a cocktail, and then we just went and had dinner. We shared a bottle of wine and had some nice food. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
and they're on the pod next week. That'd be cool.
Yeah, they're coming down for the photo shoots, and
it'll be fun.
Staying at my house and all that. So yeah, they're gonna be on the pod. So yeah, it was a really good weekend, man. It's like, I don't know, like everyone's like, how do you feel? I'm like, I just feel like I did my job. Yeah, but I also feel very vindicated too, because I had a really good season. And then like again it's like you think you can't fall in love with your job anymore. Yeah, and it's like, fuck, you can. Yeah,
especially after this long.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just like, is there can you get another level of passion? Yeah, for something that you just live and breathe for so long.
When you're busy and like life's chaos, all that kind of stuff, especially at the moment, like a kid and all of that. It's just like there's not much room for much stuff. And then you go to an event like that and you're just like, this is like, or even the check-ins at the moment for me, I'm like, this is amazing. The feedback's good. Results are good. The people I'm working with is good. The culture's good. It's like, this is as excited about coaching I've been as excited as ever. Yeah, absolutely. So it's like, it's why. And then when you messaged, it was the Friday or maybe the Thursday, and you were like, so we're both going into state with teams of athletes that are both all high caliber. Like we took home 2 medals with the girls. Yeah. And like I said, 12 months ago, they were all national level lifters. But aside from that, anyone who totals over 300 under 75 kilos as a female is strong. Yeah. So it's like, okay, not only are we just showing up, not just taking a bunch of newbies to their first comp after a lift off. It's like, these are all competitors. Then we've got going to Queensland to talk. You guys were always talking medals. Potentially winning the event. Yeah. Different states. It's just cool. Like, tell 27-year-old Ben and Jason, like, what the fuck,
you're taking a powerlifting team, you're taking a bodybuilding team.
Yeah.
And we would have been like, at the same time.
Really? Like, we would have said, of course, but at the same time, there's always like, when will that come? Will that happen?
Yeah, when?
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of like just personal vindication. Like, you dedicate your whole fucking life to shit, man. Like, you just want to know where you sit in the room with everybody else. And I felt like that was the moment where I was like, I'm here. Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't want to talk about it until I got back on the night, like when Jem won her Pro Card, and I fucking rang Steph, and I was crying before she answered the phone. Yeah, that's sick. Because I was just like, this is a safe space. And she's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I'm happy. She's like, you shouldn't be crying. I'm like, I'm happy. Yeah. I was like, I just can't I can't just control my emotions. Yeah. Like I said, I was, it's such a special moment to like, to be in that, to work towards something and that you've wanted so bad, which is to just be a bodybuilding coach and will be a coach that brings those types of athletes and, delivers on your fucking outcomes too. Yeah. So I was just like, I'm happy. And she's like, okay, good. She's like, next time I'm coming. I'm like, I think that's a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it was cool. It was a special weekend. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to like what's next for everybody. Like their experiences were great. For me, first season, you always want to just for it to be positive. They were all just left ecstatic. Yep. Which is job done. Yep. The medals, the Pro Card is special. It absolutely is. I'm not going to lie and say that it isn't, but I want people who want to compete because they feel like it and they love it and their experience was positive. Yeah. Not, this was the hardest, worst thing ever. Yeah. I'm probably not going to do it again. It's like, I would have felt really disappointed if that happened, Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel the same way. That's why I was like, the core memory from the weekend is like looking and just being like, everyone's having a good time.
Love it.
Yeah. Because I'm not that lifter either.
Yeah.
Like at comp, I put way too much pressure on myself. I'm fucking tiger in a cage walking around the back of the room. And I look back now, like, I wonder
if it just chilled
what life would have been like if I just turned that on for 60 seconds before I lift. Yeah. And then just played for the rest of the time.
Yeah. I feel like that's me.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, can just chill and then it's like, all right, summon the demons.
Yeah. And then like, I think it's weird because I learnt to coach at our events. Yeah. The feedback from the lift-offs, and like I go to powerlifting meets, and like, so boring. Like, everyone get up. Because we're so the culture of our events is like you cheer every single person, you cheer every single lift, you're behind, all the other lifters can support each other, and they're in the same team, so they know each other. It's a really different energy. So then when you go to a competition, it's almost like, oh, we got our little crew over here. But I'm always beside the platform, knees on the ground, yelling, fucking fist pumping and shit when they hit, all of that kind of stuff. I didn't realize until like 12 months ago other coaches don't do that.
Yeah, it's just
because I'm just in my own head.
Yeah,
the only other coach I know that is like that is Jess.
You just operate at a different standard, man.
So then for both of us to have that, and I had a coaching consult during the week, and someone's like, just from social media, was like, it looked like your house and everyone else was there. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, fucking oath.
If we can, as a team, be in the room like that, and just like, this is, everyone's so comfortable that that's what it looks like from the outside, man, I'm in.
Agreed.
Yeah. Really, really cool.
Yeah. Special weekend for both of us.
Congratulations.
Same to you, brother.
Pro coach.
Yeah, it's unreal.
You gonna put that in your bio now?
Nah. I don't.
STC is gonna get dropped. The _pro coach.
Nah, I won't do that.
The pro maker.
There'll be somewhere where I'll have some accolades.
Don't we get you a
somewhere.
belt? The pro maker.
Yeah, look, I'll take it. Yeah, got to back it up now. Yeah, which I'm excited to do. So yeah, and then I've got some really cool people coming on board or who have decided to take the challenge on next season, and yeah, that's good. I love the standard that I'm working at with people. You know, just like you don't have to say anything; they just know that. Yeah. When you come and you work, it's like we're working for these outcomes. Yeah. And it's to bring a really competitive kind of package, which I'm really liking.
If you're a coach and you've listened to this episode, I recommend you go back to the Beyond the Gym floor, because we're going to talk about how to start coaching athletes. Yeah. And how to get into the position where this shit happens, and how we've done it not being athletes ourselves. Yeah. Because I think that's the pathway for most people. Most successful coaches are successful athletes that then coach.
Yeah, you do the thing enough, you get enough attention.
Coming the other way is, we're not going to bullshit you, it's hard. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that on the Learn Pod. So if you are a coach or you're interested, jump onto that episode as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.